What's up guys, this is Typhoon and welcome back to another Mario Maker video. Today I am doing things a little bit differently and we are picking back up on the de-cheesing your levels. So this is de-cheesing your levels episode 2 and we are picking up exactly where we left off. If you did not see the first episode, definitely check out the description of the video and check that one out first and then catch the second one here. But anyways, Yoshi is a very powerful power-up in this game, and if you intend to give the players a Yoshi for part of the level and then you want them to ditch Yoshi, just make sure you just have a setup like this. Obviously Yoshi can't get high enough to get out of here, so you pretty much just have to ditch Yoshi in order to get up top. So yeah, just a basic thing to do. You can do the same thing with like boots or stilettos or whatever if you're playing in Super Mario Bros. 1 or Super Mario Bros. 3 theme. But yeah, so that's a really easy one to do. The next part here is if you're going to be giving a person a POW and a stack of munchers, don't like expose the entire stack of munchers to the person, because if you throw the POW at the top muncher, it'll actually kill off 2 at once. So an easy way around this is to just draw some round pieces around the top one. Now if we hit play again and we grab another POW, there's no way for us to kill off the top muncher. So now we only killed one muncher off, then we have to go find the second POW to kill off the second one. So yeah, super easy thing to do, and I highly recommend that for stacks of munchers. All right guys, the next part here is basically one way, it's not bulletproof, but it's one way to protect the player from bringing items with them to the next section of a level. So if you have any items that Mario can bring, like a P-switch or a spring or a POW, this here is a lifesaver. So it forces Mario to climb above spikes, so he can't run across the bottom or else he'd die. If you do try throwing something across, like a P-switch, Mario just runs into it and he can't go any further. If you do have this set up, of course, make sure you include some reset doors so that the person doesn't get soft locked. But yeah, it's pretty bulletproof for the most part. Works with springs and everything too. You have to make sure it's wide enough. I think this is pretty safe as far as like how wide you can have it, or should have it, like 6 spikes wide. The spring you can go through, but once again, Mario can't pick up a spring while he's on vines, so that one works. And then the POW, of course, if you try throwing a POW across or whatever, it's just gonna detonate. So yeah, it's a pretty bulletproof way. The reason why it's not exactly bulletproof is that if Mario had like a helmet or he had a mushroom or whatever, he could just damage boost on these spikes and then run across with the item. So yeah, there's other setups you can do to be completely bulletproof, but this one seems to be pretty solid as far as most levels go. Next thing here is a way to force a person to step on a P-switch. I recommend doing this, like if you allow the person to pick up a P-switch, sometimes they can like cheese through the level or whatever. What I like to do is put a cloud in the ground like that, and then put the P-switch on top of it. That way Mario doesn't fall into the pit once he steps on the P-switch. And if you put spikes above it like this, that absolutely guarantees that Mario has to hit the P-switch in order to move on with the level. So we just go along here, collect our coins on the way, blah blah blah. And then to avoid P-switch abuse, before Mario moves on, I would recommend putting like coins or whatever in front of the pipe or door that leads to the next section. If Mario just blazes through the P-switch section and then he like moves on and then he's able to like cheese the next section by using coins that are now turned into blocks or whatever, that's just an easy way to avoid that. So we'll go ahead now and grab this Yoshi and helmet to kind of show you the next part here. So if you're going to be giving someone a checkpoint and you don't want them to move on with any power-ups or anything after the checkpoint, this is a pretty bulletproof way of doing that. This setup here, it's just something I threw together really quick, but this will make sure that Mario gets rid of any Yoshis, any helmets, any mushrooms or whatever, any power-ups that he has. If you try running into the spike, Yoshi's just gonna run right through the donut and just say goodbye. He's gone. You'll also be able to get rid of any helmets or whatever, and power-ups, because when Mario's in a gap like this, he cannot move to the right until he is small Mario. So, yeah, now that we are small Mario again, let's go through this pipe. Then this is another great way of doing checkpoints if you're gonna be doing reusable checkpoints or whatever. Put some mushrooms below the checkpoint so that when you spawn here as small Mario, after dying, you get the mushrooms and then you get damaged by the saws before falling down to this pipe. The reason this is so long is just so that Mario has no chance of like going back up into the pipe or whatever in order to do things that he's not supposed to be doing. So yeah, we'll just play again from this point. Whoops. Well, that wouldn't happen in the actual level, but anyways, let's go into this pipe, kind of explore the next part. So this goes back to what I was saying before about putting spikes at the top of your level. I see spike mazes all the time where they just have spikes going to the top of the level like that, and then you can just skip this entire spike maze. So super easy way to fix it. Get rid of those spikes right there, put some ground pieces in, and then let's try that again. So now we get the now we get the star. We can't jump over, so now we actually have to race through here, and it's actually kind of difficult now. But we still made it. All right, next part here is I've seen a lot of people put giant enemies in their levels for whatever reason. I mean, it's totally cool, but giant shells can break through breakable blocks. So if you have something like this before the end of the level, you just break through with the giant Koopa and you finish the level. So if you're gonna be doing something like that, just replace these walls or whatever with regular ground pieces to avoid against that. And then you can have as many giant Koopas in your level as you want, as long as you can't cheat with them. So, and now he'll just bounce back, and we can't cheat anymore. So let's go ahead and move into the pipe for the next section. This one here, just kind of demonstrating Lakitus. So I see Lakitus in levels a lot. They are great as long as you can't steal the cloud and just skip giant sections of levels. So if you are going to include them, put them up high enough where Mario can't reach them. Otherwise, Mario can just come over here, knock Lakitu out of his clouds, and then this section here that's supposed to be somewhat difficult, you can just fly over everything and move on. So yeah, my first recommendation, don't put Lakitus in your level at all. My second recommendation, if you're going to, just put them up high enough where Mario can't reach them. Anyways, that is all I have time for this video. Like I said, if you have any de-cheesing ideas that I didn't highlight in these videos, make sure to leave them down below in the comments, and then I might have an additional episode to show you guys. But anyways, that is all I have time for today. I hope you all enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Feel free to leave a like and comment below. But until next time, I'm out.